Roses, bright daisies, softest roses. gentle maidens, you sing well, but vainly, for Rose is still heart-free and looks but coldly upon her many suitors.
Oh, it's very disappointing. They're just in love with her, but they're all appalled by her beauty and modesty and won't declare themselves. So, until she makes her own choice, there's no chance for anybody else.
This is perhaps the only village in the world that possesses an endowed corps of professional bridesmaids who are bound to be on duty every day from 10 to 4. And it is at least 6 months since our services were required. The pious charity by which we exist is practically wasted.
We shall be disendowed. That will be the end of it. Dame Hannah, you're a nice old person. You could marry if you liked. There's old Adam, Robin's faithful servant. He loves you with all the frenzy of a boy of 14.
Nay, that may never be, for I am pledged to an eternal maidenhood. Many years ago, I was betrothed to a godlike youth who wooed me under an assumed name. But on the very day upon which our wedding was to have been celebrated, I discovered that he was no other than Sir Roderick Murgatroyd, one of the bad baronets of Ruddigore, and uncle of the man who now bears that title. As a son of that accursed race, he was no husband for an honest girl, so madly as I loved him, I left him then and there. He died but 10 years since, but I never saw him again.
But why should you not marry a bad baronet of Ruddigore?
All baronets are bad, but was he worse than other baronets?
My child, he was accursed.
But who cursed him? Not you, I trust.
The curse is on all his line and has been ever since the time of Sir Rupert, the first baronet. Listen, and you shall hear the legend. Sir Rupert Murgatroyd, his leisure and his riches, he ruthlessly employed in persecuting witches. With fear he'd make them quake, he'd duck them in his lake, he'd break their bones with sticks and stones, and burn them at the stake. This sort he much enjoyed, did Rupert Murgatroyd, no sense of shame or pity came to Rupert Murgatroyd. Once on the village green a palsied hag he roasted, and what took place, I ween, shook his composure boasted. For as the torch grim seized on each withered limb, the writhing dame, midst fire and flame, yelled forth this curse on him. Each lord of Ruddigore, despite his best endeavour, shall do one crime or more, once every day forever. This doom he can't defy, however he may try. For should he stay his hand, that day in torture he shall die. The prophecy came true, each heir who held the title had every day to do some crime of impudence. import vital, until with guilt applied I'll see no more, he cried. And on the day he said that say, in agony he died.
And us who sin employed has died each work contrived, and so shall forth from one and all each coming world
Whither away, dear Rose? On some errand of charity, as is thy wont.
A few gifts, dear aunt, for deserving villagers. Lo, here is some peppermint rock for old Gaffer Gaddaby, a set of false teeth for pretty little Ruth Rowbottom, and a pound of snuff for the poor orphan girl on the hill.
Ah, Rose, pity that so much goodness should not help to make some gallant youth happy for life. Ah, Rose, why dost thou harden that little heart of thine? Is there none hereaway whom thou couldst love?
And if there were such a one, verily would ill become me to tell him so.
Nay, dear one, where true love is, there is little need of prim formality.
Hush, dear aunt, for thy words pain me sorely. Hung in a plated dish cover to the knocker of the workhouse door, with naught that I could call mine own save a change of baby linen and a book of etiquette. Little wonder if I've always regarded that work as a voice from a parent's tomb. This hallowed volume, composed, if I may believe the title page, by no less an authority than the wife of a Lord Mayor, has been through life my guide and monitor. By its solemn precepts, I have learnt to test the moral worth of all who approach me. The man who bites his bread or eats peas with a knife, I look upon as a lost creature. And he who has not acquired the proper way of entering and leaving a room is the object of my pitying horror. There are those in this village who bite their nails. Dear aunt! And nearly all who want to use their pocket combs in public places. In truth, I could pursue this painful theme much further. But, behold, I have said enough.
But is there none among them who is faultless in thine eyes? For example, young Robin? He combines the manners of a marquis with the morals of a Methodist. Couldst thou not love him?
And even if I could, how should I confess it unto him? For lo, he is shy, and saith not. If somebody that chanced to be, who loved me in a manner true, my heart would point him out to me, and I would point him out to you. But here it says of those who point, their manners must be out of joy. hint in print. And if I loved him through and through, true love and not a passing whim, then I could speak of it to you, and you could speak of it to him. But here I find it doesn't do to speak until you're spoken to. Where can it be? Now let me see. Yes, yes. Don't speak until you're spoken to. Poor aunt. Little did the good soul think when she breathed the hallowed name of Robin that he would do, even as another. But he resembleth all the youths in this village, in that he is unduly bashful in my presence. And lo, it is hard to bring him to the point. But soft, he is here.
Mistress Rose!
Master Robin.
I wish to say that it is fine.
It is passing fine.
But we do want rain.
Aye, sorely. Is that all?
That is all.
Good day, Master Robin.
Good day, Mistress Rose.
I
I
pray
beg
for
pardon.
thy- You were about to say,
I would fain consult you.
truly,
It is about a friend.
in truth, I have a friend myself,
Indeed. Well, I mean, of course.
and I would fain consult you
About him,
about her.
let us consult one another.
I know a youth who loves a little maid, but his face is a sight for to see. Silent is he, for he's modest and afraid, but he's timid as a youth can be.
I know a maid who loves a gallant youth, but she sickens as the days go by. She cannot tell him all the sad, sad truth, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little man,
Poor little maid,
poor little man.
poor little maid.
Now tell me, pray, and tell me too, what in the world should the maiden do? He cannot eat and he cannot sleep, but his face is a sight for to see. Daily he goes for to wail, for to weep, but he's wretched as a youth can be.
She's very thin and she's very pale, but she sickens as the days go by. Daily she goes for to weep, for to wail, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little maid,
Poor little man,
poor little maid.
poor little man.
Oh, tell me, pray, and tell me too, what in the world should the maiden do?
If I were the youth, I should offer her my name. But her face is a sight for to see.
If I were the maid, I should fan his honest flame. But he's bashful as a youth can be.
If I were the youth, I should speak to her today.
thickens as the days go by.
If I were the maid, I should meet the lad halfway. For I really do believe that timid youth will die. Poor little maid,
Poor little man,
poor little maid. I thank you, miss, for your counsel true. I'll tell that youth what ye ought to do.
Poor child. I sometimes think if she wasn't quite so particular, I might venture. But no, even then, I should be unworthy of her.
My poor master is sad. Dear Sir Riven Murgatroyd.
Hush! As you love me, breathe not that hated name.
20 years ago, in horror of the prospect of inheriting that hideous title, and with it the ban that compels all who succeed to the baronetcy to commit at least one deadly crime per day for life, I fled my home and concealed myself in this innocent village under the name of Robin Oakapple. My younger brother, Despard, believing me to be dead, succeeded to the title and its attendant curse.
For 20 years I've been dead and buried. Don't dig me up now.
Dear master, it shall be as you wish, for have I not sworn to obey you forever in all things? Yet, as we are here alone, and as I belong to that particular description of good old man, to whom the truth is a refreshing novelty, let me call you by your own right title once more. Sir Riven Murgatroyd, Baronet of Ruddigore! It's like 8 hours at the seaside.
My poor old friend, would there were more like you.
Would there were indeed. But I bring you glad tidings. Your foster brother Richard has returned from sea. His ship, the Tomtit, rides yonder at anchor, and he himself is even now in this very village.
My beloved foster brother. No, it cannot be.
It is even so. See, he comes this way.
revenue sloop and of Cape Finisterre. A merchantman we see, a Frenchman going free, so we made for the bold Mounseer. You see, we made for the bold Mounseer. But she proved to be a frigate, and she up with her ports, and fires with a 32. It coming near, but we answered with a cheer, which paradise the parlez-vous, do you see? Which paradise the parlez-vous?
Which paradise the parlez-vous? Do you see? Which paradise the parlez-vous?
Then her captain he up, and he says he, that chap we need not fear. We can take her if we like, she is certain for the strike, for she's only a darned Mounseer. Do you see, she's only a darned Mounseer. But to fight a French falal, it's like hitting of a gal. It's a lubberly thing for to do. For we with all our faults, why we're sturdy British salts, while she's only a poor party-voo. Do you see? While she's only a poor party-voo.
Why, she's only a poor party-voo. Do you see? Well, she's only a poor party-voo.
So we up with our helm and we scuds before the breeze as we gives a compassionating cheer. Froggy answered with a shout as he sees us go about, which was grateful of the poor Mounseer. Do you see? Which was grateful of the poor Mounseer. And I'll wager in their joy they kissed each other's cheek. Which is what them foreigners do. And they blessed their lucky stars, we were hardy British tars, who had pity on a poor party-voo. Do you see? Who had pity on a poor party-voo?
Who had pity on a poor party-voo?
Do you see? Who had pity on a party-voo?
Richard! Robin! Welcome home again after 10 long years at sea. It's such deeds as yours that cause our flag to be loved and dreaded throughout the civilized world.
Why, Lord love you, Rob, that's but a trifle to what we have done in the way of spare in life. I believe I may say, without exaggeration, that the merciful little tum-tit has spared more French frigates than any craft afloat. But tain't for a British seaman to brag, so I'll just stow me John tackle and belay. But fast heaving, messmate. What's brought ye all a cockbill?
Alas, Dick, I love Rose Maybud and love in vain.
You love in vain? Oh, why come, that's too good. You're a fine, strapping, muscular young fella, tall and strong as a toggling mast, taut as a forestay. Aye, and a baronite to boot, if all had their rights.
Hush, Richard. Not a word about my true rank, which none here suspect. Yes, I know well enough that few men are better calculated to win a woman's heart than I. I'm a fine fellow, Dick, and worthy any woman's love. Happy the girl who gets me, say I. But I'm timid, Dick. Shy, nervous, modest, retiring, diffident. And I cannot tell her. I cannot tell her. You've no idea what a poor opinion I have of myself, and how little I deserve it.
Robin, boy, do you you call to mind how, years ago, we swore that come what might, we would always act upon our heart's dictates?
Aye, Dick, and I've always kept that oath. In doubt, difficulty, and danger, I have always asked my heart what I should do, and it has never failed me.
Right. Let your heart be your compass, with a clear conscience for your binnacle light, and you'll sail 10 knots in a bowline clear of shoals, rocks, and quicksands. Well now, what does me heart say in this here difficult situation? Why, it says Dick, it says. Calls me Dick because it knows me from a babby. Dick, it says. You ain't shy, you ain't modest. Speak you up for him as is. Robin, me lad, just you lay me alongside, and when she's becalmed under me lee, I'll spin her a yarn that'll serve to fish you two together for life.
Will you do this thing for me? Well, can you, do you think? Oh, yes. There's no false modesty about you. You're what I would call a bumptious self-assertiveness. I mean the expression in its complimentary sense. Has already made you a bosun's mate, and it will make an admiral of you in time, if you work it properly, you dear, incompetent old impostor. Ah, my dear fellow, I'd give my right arm for 1/10 of your modest assurance.
My boy, you may take it from me that of all the afflictions accursed, with which a man saddled and hampered and addled, a diffident nature's the worst. Though clever as clever can be, a Crichton of early romance, you must stir it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. Now take, for example, my case. I've a bright intellectual brain. In all London City, there's no one so witty, I've got her again and again. I've a highly intelligent face. My features cannot be denied. But whatever I try, sir, I fail in. And why, sir?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm modesty personified. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. As a poet, I'm tender and quaint. I've passion and fervour and grace. From Ovid and Horace to Swinburne and Morris, they all of them take of that place. Then I sing and I play and I paint, though none are accomplished as I. To say so a treason, you ask me the reason?
No, I didn't.
I thought you did.
No.
I'm diffident, modest, and shy. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance.
It's a thousand pities he's such a poor opinion of himself. For a finer fellow don't walk. Well, I'll do me best for him. Plead for him as it was for your own father. That's what me hearts are remarking to me just now. Ooh, but here she comes. Steady, steady it is. By the port admiral, but she's a tight little craft. Oh, come, come. She's not for you, Dick. And yet, she's fit to marry Lord Nelson. By the flag of old England, I can't look at her unmoved.
Sir, you are agitated.
Oh, I am, lass. I am agitated. Well said. True enough. Took flat aback, me girl. But 'tis naught. 'Twill pass. This here heart of mine's a dictating to me like anything. Question is, have I a right to disregard its promptings?
Can I do aught to relieve thine anguish? For it seemeth to me that thou art in sore trouble. This apple.
No, me lass. Tain't that. I'm took flat aback. I never see anything like you in all me born days. Parbuckle me if you ain't the loveliest gal I've ever set eyes on. There. I can't say fairer than that, can I?
No. The question is it meet that an utter stranger should thus express himself? Yes. Always speak the truth. Oh.
I no thoughts of saying this here to you on me own account, for
Truth to tell, I was chartered by another. But when I see you, my heart, it opens, says it. This is the very last for you, Dick, it says. Speak up to it, Dick, it says. Calls me Dick, because we was at school together. Tell her all, Dick, it says. Never sail under false colours, it's mean. That's what me heart tells me to say. And in me rough common sailor fashion, I've said it. And I'm awaiting your reply. I'm a trembling, miss. Looky here. That's nervousness.
Now how should a maiden deal with such an one? Keep no one in unnecessary suspense. Behold, I will not keep you in unnecessary suspense. Oh. In accepting an offer of marriage, do so with apparent hesitation. I take you, but with a certain show of reluctance. Avoid any appearance of eagerness, though you will bear in mind that I am far from anxious to do so. A little show of emotion will not be misplaced. Pardon this tear.
Rose, you've made me the happiest blue jacket in England. I wouldn't change places with the Admiral of the Fleet, no matter who he's a-hugging of at this present moment. Oh, but axing your pardon, miss, might I be permitted to salute the flag? I'm going to sail under.
An engaged young lady should not permit too many familiarities. Once.
The battle's roar is over, oh my love. Embrace thy tender lover, oh my love. From tempest welter, from war's alarms, oh give me shelter within those arms, oh give me shelter within those arms. Thy smile alluring, all heartache curing, gives peace enduring, oh my love, oh my love.
If heart but true and tender, oh my love, a life love can engender, oh my love, a truce to sighing and tears of brine, for joy undying shall aye be mine, for joy undying shall aye be mine, and
spoken to her?
Aye, me boy. I have, so to speak, spoke to her.
And she refuses.
Well, no, I can't truly say she do.
Then she accepts, my darling.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride.
Now what should a maiden do if she is embraced by the wrong gentleman?
Belay, me lad, belay. You don't understand.
Oh, sir, belay, I beseech you.
You see, it's like this. She accepts, but it's me.
You!
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride.
Hold your tongues, will you? Now then, what does this mean?
Me poor lad, me heart grieves for thee. But it's like this. The moment I see her, and just as I was going to mention your name, me heart, it up and says it, Dick, you fell in love with her yourself. Be honest and sailor-like. Don't skulk under false colours. Speak up, it says. Take her, you dog, and with her me blessing.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the
Will
bride.
you be quiet? Go away. Vulgar girls.
What could I do? I'm bound to obey me heart's dictates.
Of course, no doubt. It's quite right. I don't mind. That is, not particularly, only it is disappointing, you know.
Oh, but sir, I knew not that thou didst seek me in wedlock, or in very truth I should not have hearkened unto this man. For behold, he is but a lowly mariner, and very poor withal, whereas thou art a tiller of the land, and thou hast fat oxen, and many sheep and swine, a considerable dairy farm, and much corn and oil.
That's true, me lass. But it's done now, ain't it, Rob?
Still, it may be that I should not be happy in thy love. I am passing young and little able to judge. Moreover, as to thy character, I know not.
Nay, Rose, I'll answer for that. Dick has won thy love fairly. Broken-hearted as I am, I'll stick up for Dick through thick and thin.
Thank ye, messmate. That's well said. That's spoken honest. Thank you, Rob.
Yet methinks I have heard that sailors are but worldly men, and little prone to lead serious and thoughtful lives.
And what then? Admit that Dick is not a steady character, and that when he's excited, he uses language that would make your hair curl. Grant that, he does. It's the truth, and I'm not going to deny it. But look at his good qualities. Oh, he's as nimble as a pony, and his hornpipe is the talk of the fleet.
Ooh!
And that's just a bit of it.
Thank you, Rob. That's well said. Thank you, Rob.
But it may be that he drinketh strong waters, which do bemuse a man, and make him even as the wild beast of the desert.
Well, suppose he does. And I don't say he don't. For rum's his bane and ever has been. He does drink. But what of that? Look at his arms, tattooed to the shoulder.
Ooh.
No, I won't hear a word against Dick.
But they say that mariners are but rarely true to those whom they profess to love.
Granted. And I don't say that Dick isn't as bad as any of them. You are. You know you are, you dog. A devil of a fellow. A regular out-and-out Lothario. But what then? You can't have everything. And a better hand at turning in a dead-eye don't walk a deck. And what an accomplishment that is in a family man. No, not a word against Dick. I'll stick up for him through thick and thin.
Thank you, Rob, thank ye. You're a true friend. I've acted according to me heart's dictates, and such orders as them no man should disobey. In sailing o'er life's ocean wide, your heart should be your only guide. With pharmacy and fading wine, yourself in thought you should find. My heart says to this maiden strike, she's captured you, she's just the sort of girl you like. You know you do. If I should gain, I shall resign. That's what it says to me quite plain. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
My heart says you've a prosperous lot. With acres wide, you mean to settle all you've got upon your pride. It don't pretend to shape my acts by word or sign. It merely states these simple facts. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
10 minutes since my heart said white, it now says black. It then said left, it now says right. Heart's off and tack. I must obey its latest strain. You tell me so, but should it change its mind again? I let you know, I let you know.
In sailing all life's ocean wide, no doubt the heart should be your guide. But it is awkward when you find a heart that does not know its mind. A heart that does not know its mind. A heart that does not know its mind. That does not know its mind.
Cheerily carols the lark over the cot. Merrily whistles the clerk, scratching a blot. But the lark and the clerk, I remark, comfort me not. Over the ripening peach buzzes the bee. Splash on the willowy beach tumbles the sea. But the peach and the beach, they are each nothing to me. And why, who am I? Daft Madge, crazy Meg, Mad Margaret. Poor pig. Mad, yes, very, but why mystery? Don't call. Whist, whist. No crime, 'tis only that I'm love lonely. That's all. Full of posies cometh one to gather flowers, and he wanders through its bowers, toying with the wanton roses, the wanton roses, who uprising from their beds, hold on high their shameless heads, with their pretty lips a-pouting, with their pretty lips a-pouting, never doubting, that for Cytherean posies he would gather aught but roses. In a nest of weeds and nettles lay a violet half
his glance unridden, yet might fall upon her petals, upon her petals. Though she lived alone, apart, hope lay nestling at her heart. But alas, the cruel awaking, set a little heart a-breaking, for he gathered for his posies only roses, only roses.
A maiden, and in tears. Can I do aught to soften thy sorrow? This apple.
No. Tell me, are you mad?
I? No. That is, I think not.
Then you don't love Sir Despard Murgatroyd? All mad girls love him. I love him. I'm poor mad Margaret. Daft Meg! Poor Peg!
Thou lovest the bad Baronet Ruddigore? Oh, horrible. Too horrible.
You pity me? Then be my mother. The squirrel had a mother, but she drank, and the squirrel fled. Hush! They sing a brave song in our parts. It runs somewhat thus. The cat and the dog and the little puppy sat down in a... the cat and the dog and the little puppy sat down in a... I forget what they sat down in, but so the song goes. Listen. I've come to pinch her.
Mercy, whom?
You mean who?
Nay, it is the accusative after the verb.
True. I've come to pinch Rose Maybud.
Rose Maybud!
I love him. He loved me once, but that's all gone. He gave me an Italian glance, thus, and made me his. He will give her an Italian glance and make her his. But it shall not be, for I'll stamp on her, stamp on her, stamp on her! Did you ever kill anybody? No? Why not? Listen, I killed a fly this morning. It buzzed, and I wouldn't have it, so it died. Pop! So shall she. It was a chocolate.
But, behold, I am Rose Maybud, and I would fain not die. Pop!
You are Rose Maybud?
Yes, sweet Rose Maybud.
Strange. They told me she was beautiful. And he loves you? No. No, if I thought that, I would treat you as the auctioneer and the land agent treated the ladybird. I would rend you asunder!
Be pacified, for behold, I am pledged to another, and lo, we are to be wedded this very day.
Oh, swear me that! Come to a commission and let me have it on affidavit. I once made an affidavit. Oh, but it died! It died! Oh, it died! But see, they come. Sir Despard and his evil crew. Oh, hide, hide! They are all mad, quite mad.
What makes you think so?
Hush! They sing choruses in public. That's mad enough, I think. Now go! Run away or they will seize you! Hush! Quite softly. Quite softly!
Tired of being admired by ladies of gentle degree, with flattery sated, high flown and inflated, away from the city we flee from charlotte to mural to pretty to swirl. The sudden transition is simply illusion. Come Amaryllis, come Chloe and Phyllis, your slaves for the moment are we, your slaves for the moment, your slaves are we.
The sons of the tillage who dwell in this village are people of lowly degree. Though honest and active, they're most unattractive and awkward as awkward can be. They're clumsy clodhoppers with axes and charmers and shepherds and plowmen and drovers and cowmen, hedgers and reapers and carters and keepers, but never a lover for me. Was never a lover for me.
Then come Amaryllis,
Mighty Greece,
Chloe and Phyllis,
offer we.
tired of being admired by ladies of gentle degree, with flattery sated, high flown and inflated, away from the city we flee from charlotte to mural to pretty to swirl. The sudden transition is simply illusion. The moment are we, your slaves for the moment, your slaves are we. Welcome we.
Oh, why am I moody and sad?
Can't guess.
And why am I guiltily mad?
Confess.
Because I am thoroughly bad.
Oh, yes.
You'll see it at once in my face. Oh, why am I husky and hoarse?
Oh, why?
It's the workings of conscience, of course.
Fie.
And huskiness stands for remorse.
Oh, my.
At least it does so in my case. When in crime one is fully employed,
Like you.
your expression gets warped and destroyed.
It's due.
It's a penalty none can avoid.
How true.
I once was a nice-looking youth, but like stone from a strong catapult,
A trice.
I rushed at my terrible coat.
That's vice.
Observe the unpleasant result.
Not nice.
Indeed, I am telling the truth. Oh, innocent, happy though poor, if I had been virtuous, I'm sure
Like me.
I should be as nice looking as you are.
Maybe.
You're very nice looking indeed. Oh, innocence, listen in time. Avoid an existence of crime. Or you'll be as ugly as I'm.
No.
And now, if you please, we'll proceed. children, how they loathe me. Me, whose hands are certainly steeped in infamy, but whose heart is as the heart of a little child. But what is a poor baronet to do when a whole picture gallery of ancestors step down from their frames and threaten him with an excruciating death if he hesitate to commit his daily crime? But, ha-ha! I am even with them. I get my crime over the first thing in the morning, and then for the rest of the day, I do good. I do good. I do good. 2 days since, I stole a child and built an orphan asylum. Yesterday, I robbed a bank and endowed a bishopric. Today, I carry off Rose Maybud and atone with a cathedral. This is what it is to be the sport and toy of a picture gallery. But I shall be bitterly revenged upon them. I shall give them all to the George W. Bush archives. And nobody shall ever look upon their faces again. The cat and the dog and the little puppy sat down
Action, Your Honor.
Oh, ha! Observed! And by a mariner. What would you with me, fellow?
Your Honor, I'm a poor man-of-war's man becalmed in the doldrums.
I don't know them.
And I make so bold as to ask Your Honor's advice. Does Your Honor know what it is to have a heart?
My honor knows what it is to have a complete apparatus for conducting the circulation of the blood through the veins and the arteries of the human body.
Aye, but has Your Honor a heart that ups and looks you in the face and gives you quarter-deck orders that it's life and death to disobey?
I have not a heart of that description, but I have a picture gallery that presumes to take that liberty.
Well, Your Honor, it's like this. Your Honor had an elder brother.
It had?
Who should have inherited your title, and with it, its cuss.
Ah, but he died. Oh, Riven!
He didn't.
He did not.
He didn't. On the contrary, he lives in this here very village under the name of Robin O'Gapple, and he's going to marry Rose Maybud this very day.
Riven alive and going to marry Rose Maybud? Can this be possible?
Now, the question I was going to ask, Your Honor, is, ought I to tell Your Honor this?
I don't know. It's a delicate point. I think you ought. Mind, I'm not sure, but I think so.
That's what my heart says. It says Dick, it says. Calls me Dick because it's entitled to take that liberty. That there young gal would recoil from him if she knowed what he really were. Ought you to stand off and on and let this young gal take this false step and never fire a shot across her bows to bring her to? No, it says you did not ought, and I won't ought, according.
Huh? Oh, then you really feel yourself at liberty to tell me that my elder brother lives, that I may charge him with his cruel deceit and transfer to his shoulders the hideous thraldom under which I have labored for so many years? Free! Free at last! Free to live a blameless life and to die beloved and regretted by all who knew me.
You understand?
I think I do. With vigor and shaking, this step shall be taken as neatly planned.
I think so too. I readily bet it, you'll never regret it.
For duty must be done. The rule applies to everyone. And painful though that duty be, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task, to shirk the task of fiddly, 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 fiddly-dee. The bridegroom comes.
Likewise the bride, the maidens are very elated and merry they are her chums.
To lash their pride were almost a pity, the pretty committee, but duty must be done. The rule applies to everyone, and painful though that duty be, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task of fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-dee. What? I didn't ask for that. Intermission! The bridegroom comes.
Likewise the bride, the maidens are very elated and merry they are her chums.
To lash their pride were almost a pity, the pretty committee, but duty must be done. The rule applies to everyone, and painful though their duty be, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task of fiddly-dee, to shirk the task of fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-fiddly-dee.
la 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 la.
Spring and summer pleasure you, autumn I and winter too. La la la. Every season's changes shades. La la la.
Bridegroom, ere you wed each other, I claim young Robin as my elder brother. His rightful title I have long enjoyed. I claim him as Sir Riven Murgatroyd.
Deny the falsehood, Robin, as you should. It is a plot.
I would, if conscientiously I could, but I cannot.
Ah, base one! Ah, base one!
As pure and blameless peasant, I cannot, I regret, deny a truth unpleasant. I am that baronet.
He is that baronet.
But when completely rated, that baronet am I. That I am what he stated, I recklessly deny.
Recklessly deny.
When I'm a bad boss, I will tell Diddles.
You tell Diddles when he's a bad boss.
I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles.
On very false fiddles, he'll play a bad boss.
But until it takes place, I must be conscientious.
You'll be conscientious until it takes place.
And adieu with good grace to my moral sententious.
His moral sententious, adieu with good grace. Adieu with good grace to his moral sententious.
When I'm a bad boss, I will tell Diddles on very false riddles. I'll play a bad part. I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles and tell Diddles when I'm a bad boss.
When he's a bad boss, he will tell Diddles on very false riddles and play a bad part. Play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles and tell Diddles when he's a bad boss.
Was I?
Die, traitor!
Hold! My conscience made me withhold your arm. Within this breast there beats a heart whose voice can't be gainsaid. It bade me thy true rank import, and I at once obeyed. I knew 'twould blight thy budding fate. I knew 'twould cause the anguish great. But What did I therefore hesitate? No, I at once obeyed. Obeyed him all in his true heart, and in the Lord's virgin heart, in me obeyed.
My heart, 'twas quickly won, but now we part. Thy face I shun. Farewell, go bend the knee at Vice's shrine. Of life with me on hope resign. Take me, I am thy bride.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, when the nuptial knot is tied. Every day will be some joy that can never, never cloy.
Excuse me, I'm a virtuous person now.
That's what I want to do.
And I, to Margaret, must keep my vow.
Have I misread you? Oh, joy with you, little drudge, I kneel before you.
I once disliked you. Now that I've reformed, how I adore you.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, when the nuptial knot is tied. Every day will be some joy that can never, never cloy.
Richard, of him I love, bereft through thy design. Thou art the only one that's left, so I am thine.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, hail the bridegroom, hail the bride.
Oh, happy the lily when kissed by the bee, answering tranquilly what happy see.
And happy the lily that days in upright,
But happy the lady, of heart to a penny, a lover's when he embraces his bride.
Oh, happy the flowers that blossom in June, and happy the flowers that gain by the moon. But happy by ours the man of descent who folly regretting his bed and forgetting his bed and means to repent. Oh, happy the blossom that blooms on the leaf, likewise the blossom that sits on the tree. When you come across him, you cannot compare with the true that is not fair. He will be who is winning the best of good fare.
Oh, wretched the dead who's signing a deed, and wretched the letter that no one can read. But very much better their lot it must be than that of a person I'm making. This person on whose head there's a curse on alluding to me. Oh, happy the living that kiss by the bee, and singing tranquilly like happy sea, and happy the feeling that lays in the spine. How the tragedy of how the tragedy of love's ways embraces his bride, embraces his bride, embraces his bride.
a newborn lamb, I'm now Sir Murgatroyd. Ha ha! With greater precision, without the elision, Sir Ruth Van Murgatroyd. Ha ha! And I, who was once his valet de sham, as steward I'm now employed. The Dickens may take him, I'll never forsake him, as steward I'm now employed. Ha! How dreadful when an innocent heart becomes perforce a bad young bot, and still more hard on old Adam, his former faithful valet de sham, his former faithful valet de sham, his valet de sham, his valet de sham, his valet de sham.
This is a painful state of things, old Adam.
Painful indeed. Ah, my poor master. When I swore that, come what would, I would serve you in all things forever, I little thought to what a pass it would bring me. The confidential advisor to the greatest villain unhung. Now, sir, to business. What crime do you propose to commit today?
Well, how should I know? As my confidential advisor, it is your duty to suggest something.
Sir, I loathe the life you are leading, but a good old man's oath is paramount, and I obey. Richard Dauntless is here with pretty Rose Mabel to ask your consent to their marriage. Poison their beer!
Oh, no! Not that. I know I'm a bad bard, but I'm not as bad a bard as all that.
Well, there you are, you see. It's no use my making suggestions if you don't adopt them.
How would it be, do you think, were I to lure him here with cunning wile, bind him with good stout rope to yonder post, and then, by making hideous faces at him, curdle the hot blood in his arteries, and freeze the very marrow in his bones? What say you, Adam? Is not the scheme well planned?
It would be simply rude, nothing more. But soft, they come.
Happily coupled are we, you see. I am a jolly Jack Tar, my star, and you are the fairest, the richest, and rarest of innocent lasses you are, by far. Of innocent lasses you are. And by favouring girl you'll sail over like straight to the sea with me. And as for bad weather, we'll brave it together, and you shall creep under my lee, my wee. And you shall creep under my lee, my wee. For you are such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft.
Oh, smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft.
My hopes will be blighted, I fear, my dear. In a month you'll be going to sea quite free, and all of my wishes you'll throw to the fishes as though they were never to be for me, as though they were never to be. And I shall be left all alone to moan and weep at your cruel deceit complete, while you'll be asserting your freedom by flirting with every woman you meet. You cheat! Ah, with every woman you meet. Ah, though I am such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft.
Oh, she is such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft,
So ho, pretty one! In my power at last, eh? Know ye not that I have those within my call, who at my lightest bidding would, immure ye in an uncomfortable dungeon? What ho within there,
Ho! We are prepared for this. Here is a flag that none dare defy. And while this glorious rag floats over Rose Maybob's head, the man does not live who would dare to lay unlicensed hand upon her.
Foiled, and by a Union Jack. But a time will come, then.
Nay, let me plead with him. Sir Riven, have pity. In my book of etiquette, the case of a maiden about to be wedded to one who unexpectedly turns out to be a baronet with a curse on him is not considered. Time was when you loved me madly. Prove that this was no selfish love by according your consent to my marriage with one who, if he be not you yourself, is the next best thing, your dearest friend. In bygone days I had thy love, thou hadst my heart, but fate or human vows above our lives did part. By the old love thou hadst for me, by the fond heart that beat for thee, by joys that never now can be, grant thou my
Take her. I yield.
Oh, Rapture, away to the lost we go. Say with solicitous Mary, and here we turn two into one, singing hey, derry-dum-derry.
Oh, you are such a smart little craft,
Such a neat little sweet little craft.
such a bright little,
Tight little,
slight little,
light little,
trim little, prim little craft.
Oh, she is just such a little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little, tight little, slight little, light little, trim little, prim little craft.
For a week, I have fulfilled my accursed doom. I have duly committed a crime a day. Not a great crime, I trust. But still, in the eyes of one as strictly regulated as I used to be, a crime. But will my ghostly ancestors be satisfied with what I have done? Or will they regard it as an unworthy subterfuge? Oh, my forefathers, wallowers in blood. There came at last a day when, sick of crime, you, each and every, vowed to sin no more. And so, in agony, called welcome death to free you from your cloying guiltiness. Let the sweet psalm of that repentant hour soften your long dead hearts and tune your souls to mercy on your poor posterity.
on the oaken floor. Down upon those knees of pride. Coward, culture, shaker, screamer, head, summer, brother, dreamer, shirker, shuffler, crawler, creeper, sniffer, snuffer, wailer, reaper, earthworm, maggot, tadpole, weevil, set us on thy course of evil. Lest the heroes wreck your land, set on thee his grisly hand. Beware, beware, beware. God vision, who art thou, that thus with icy glare and stern relentless brow appearest, who knows how? I am the spectre of the late Roderick Megatroid, who comes to warn thee that thy fate thou canst not now avoid. Alas, poor ghost, the pity you express for nothing goes. We spectres are jollier crew than you perhaps suppose. We spectres are jollier crew than you perhaps suppose. When the night wind howls in the chimney cowls, and the bat in the moonlight flies, and inky clouds like funeral shrouds sail over the midnight skies, when the footpads quail at the night birds wail, and black dogs bay at the moon, then is the spectre's holiday, then is the ghost high noon. Oh, then is the ghost high noon. High noon. Then is the ghost high noon. As the soap the breeze sweeps over the trees, and the mist lie on the fan, from the latent zones are gathered the bones that once were women and men, and away they go to the mob and more, to the revel that ends too soon. For cockcrawl immortality, the dead of the night I know. The dead of the night I know. I know. Then each ghost with his lady toast to the churchyard bells takes flight, with a kiss perhaps on her lantern chaps, and a grisly grim good night, till the welcome knell of the midnight bell brings forth its jolliest tune, and ushers in our next holiday, the dead of the night I know. The dead of the night I know. I know. The dead of the night I
I recognize you now. You are the picture that hangs at the end of the gallery.
In a bad light. I am.
And are you considered a good likeness?
Pretty well. Flattering.
Because as a work of art, you are poor.
I'm crude in color, but I've only been painted 10 years. In a couple of centuries, I shall be an old master.
And then you will be sorry you spoke lightly of me.
And may I ask why you have left your frames?
It is our duty to see that our successors commit their daily crimes in a conscientious and workmanlike fashion. It is our duty to remind you that you are evading the conditions under which you are permitted to exist.
Oh, really? I don't know what you'd have. I've only been a bad baronet a week, and I've committed a crime punctually every day.
Let us inquire into this.
Monday.
Monday was a bank holiday.
True. Tuesday.
On Tuesday, I made a false income tax return.
That's nothing.
Nothing at all.
Everybody does that.
It's expected of you.
Wednesday.
On Wednesday, I forged a will.
Whose will?
My own.
My good sir, you can't forge your own will.
Can't I, though? I like that. I did. Besides, if a man can't forge his own will, whose will can he forge?
There's something in that.
What? Yes, seems reasonable.
At first sight, it does.
Fallacy somewhere, I fancy.
A man can do what he likes with his own.
I suppose he can.
Then he can forge his own will, stupid. Oh, on Thursday, I shot a fox.
That's better.
Pass the fox, I think. Yes, pass the fox. Friday.
On Friday, I forged a check.
Whose check?
Old Adam's.
But old Adam hasn't a banker.
I didn't say I forged his banker. I said I forged his check. On Saturday, I disinherited my only son.
But you haven't got a son.
No. I disinherited him in advance to save time. You see, by this arrangement, he'll be born ready disinherited.
I see. But I don't think you can do that.
My good sir, if a man can't disinherit his own unborn son, whose unborn son can he disinherit?
These arguments sound very well, but I can't help thinking that if they were reduced to syllogistic form, they wouldn't hold water. Now, quite understand us. We are foggy, but we don't permit our fogginess to be presumed upon. Unless you undertake to, well, suppose we say, carry off a lady. Those who are in favor of his carrying off a lady? Those of the contrary opinion?
Oh, you're never satisfied.
Yes, unless you undertake to carry off a lady at once.
I don't care what lady. Any lady. Choose your lady.
You perish in inconceivable agonies.
Carry off a lady? But certainly not. Not on any account. I have the greatest respect for ladies, and I wouldn't do anything of the kind for worlds. No, I'm not that kind of baronet, I assure you. Well, if that's all you've got to say, better go back to your frames.
Very good. Then let the agonies commence.
Don't do that! I can't stand it!
Painful, isn't it? It gets worse by degrees.
Stop! Stop a bit, will you? I want to speak!
Better?
Yes, better now.
Well, do you consent?
But it's such an ungentlemanly thing to do.
As you please. Carry on!
Stop! I can't stand it! I agree! I promise it shall be done!
Today?
Today!
At once?
At once! I retract! I apologize! I had no idea it was anything like that.
Here's the answers to our call. We do not ask
sturdy fellow after all this latest Ruddigore.
A sturdy fellow after all this latest Ruddigore. Or perishing unheard of, who dare our wills defy. We want your pardon ere we go.
We want your pardon ere we go for having agonized you so.
So pardon us,
So pardon us,
so pardon us, or die. So pardon us,
so pardon us, so pardon us, or die.
I pardon you. I pardon you.
He pardons us, he pardons us, he pardons us, or die.
My poor master, you are not well.
Lord Adam, it won't do. I've seen him. All my ancestors. They say I must do something desperate at once, or perish in horrible agonies. Go to yonder village and carry off a maiden. Bring her here at once. Anyone, I don't care which. But not a word, but obey. Fly! Go.
Away remorse, compunction hence. Go moral force, go penitence. To virtue's plea a long farewell. Propriety, I ring your knell. Come, guiltiness of deadliest hue. Come, desperate deeds of daring do. Henceforth all the crimes that I find in the Times I promise to perpetrate daily. Tomorrow I start with a petrified cart on a regular course of Old Bailey. There's confidence tricking, bad coin, pocket picking, and several other disgraces. There's postage stamp rigging and then thimble rigging, the three-card delusion and races. Oh, a baronet's rank is exceedingly nice, but the title's uncommonly dear at the price. Ye well-to-do squires who live in the shires where petty distinctions are vital, who found Athenaeums and local museums with views to a baronet's title, ye butchers and bakers and candlestick makers who sneer at all things that are trady, whose middle-class lives are embarrassed by wives who long to parade as milady. Oh, allow me to offer a word of advice. The title's uncommonly dear at the price. Ye supple MPs who go down on your knees, your precious identity sinking, and vote black or white as your leaders indict, which saves you the trouble of thinking. For your country's good name, her repute or her shame, you don't care the snuff of a candle. But you're paid for your game when you're told that your name will be graced by a baronet's handle. Oh, allow me to give you a word of advice. The title's uncommonly dear at the price.
once was a very abandoned person.
Most of evil chances.
Nobody could conceive or worsen.
Even in all the old romances.
I blush for my wild extravagances. But be so kind to bear in mind
we were the victims of circumstances. That is one of our blameless dances. I was once an exceedingly odd young lady,
suffering much from spleen and vapors.
Clergymen thought my conduct shady.
She didn't spend much upon linen drapers.
It certainly entertained the gapers. My ways were strange beyond all range.
Paragraphs got into all the papers. We only cut respectable capers. I've given up all my wild proceedings.
My taste for a wandering life is waning.
Now I'm a dab at penny readings.
They are not remarkably entertaining.
A moderate livelihood we're gaining.
In fact, we rule a Sunday school.
The duties are dull, but I'm not complaining. This sort of thing takes a deal of training. We have been married a week.
One happy week.
Our new life
is delightful indeed.
So calm.
So unimpassioned. Master, all this I owe to you. See, I am no longer wild and untidy. My hair is combed, my face is washed, my shoes fit.
Margaret, don't. Pray restrain yourself. Remember, you are now a district visitor.
A gentle district visitor.
You are orderly, methodical, neat. You have your emotions well under control.
I have. Master, when I think of all you have done for me, I fall at your feet. I embrace your ankles. I hug your knees.
Hush! This is not well. This is calculated to provoke remark. Pray restrain yourself, I beg.
You are angry with poor little Mad Margaret.
No, not angry, but a district visitor should learn to eschew melodrama. Visit the poor by all means and give them tea and barley water, but don't do it as if you were administering a bowl of deadly nightshade. It upsets them. And then, when you nurse sick people and find them not as well as could be expected, why go into hysterics?
Why not?
Because it's too jumpy for a sick room.
Oh, how strange. Master, how shall I express the all-absorbing gratitude that I feel?
No!
Oh, yes, dear, it shan't occur again. Shall I tell you one of poor Mad Margaret's odd thoughts? Well, then, when I am lying awake at night, and the pale moonlight streams through the latticed casement, strange fancies crowd upon my poor mad brain. And I sometimes think that if we could hit upon some word for you to use whenever I'm about to relapse, some word that teems with hidden meaning like Basingstoke. It might recall me to my saner self, for after all, I am only mad Margaret, daft Meg, poor pig! The cat and the dog and
Poor
the
child, she wanders. But someone comes. Margaret, pray recollect yourself.
The cat and the dog.
Basingstoke, I beg. Margaret, if you don't Basingstoke at once, I shall be seriously angry.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so.
Despard and his young wife.
This visit is unexpected.
Oh, shall I fly at him? Shall I tear him limb from limb? Shall I rend him asunder? Say but the word and I'll...
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so. My brother, I call you brother still, despite your horrible profligacy. We have come to urge you to abandon the evil course to which you have committed yourself, and at any cost to become a pure and blameless taxpayer.
But I've done no wrong yet.
No wrong! He's done no wrong! Did you hear that?
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke it is.
My brother, I still call you brother, you observe. You forget that you have been, in the eye of the law, a bad baronet of Ruddigore for 10 years, and are therefore responsible, in the eye of the law, for all the misdeeds committed by the unhappy gentleman who occupied your place.
Bless my heart. I never thought of that. Was I very bad?
Oh, wasn't it?
And I've been going on like this for how long?
10 years! Think of all the atrocities you have committed in that time. By attorney, as it were, during that period. Remember how you trifled with this poor child's affections. How you raised her hopes on high. Don't cry, my love, Basingstoke, you know, only to trample them in the dust when they were at the very zenith of their fullness. Oh, fie, sir. Fie. She trusted you.
Did she? What a scoundrel I must have been. There, don't cry, my dear. It's all right. You know, Birmingham.
It's poor Basingstoke.
Basingstoke.
Then make it so.
There, it's all right. He's married you now. That is, I've married you. I say, which of us has married her?
Oh, I've married her.
I'm glad of that. There. Don't cry. It's all right. He's married you now. And anything more disreputable than my conduct seems to have been, I've never even heard of. But my mind is made up. I will defy my ancestors. I will refuse to obey their behests. Thus, by courting death, atone in some degree for the infamy of my career.
Oh, I knew it! God bless you!
Basingstoke!
Basingstoke it is.
My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I shall go at once to Roderick and make him an oration. I shall tell him I've recovered my forgotten moral senses, and I don't get up and say penny for any consequences. No, I do not want to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but a martyr may indulge a little pardonable swagger, and a word or two of compliment my vanity would flatter, but I've got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
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 So it really doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter.
If I were not a little mad and generally silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject willy-nilly. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and you'd really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. On the subject, I shall write you a most valuable letter full of excellent suggestions when I feel a little better. But at present, I'm afraid I am as mad as any hatter, so I'll keep them to myself, for my opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My
Her opinion doesn't matter. If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was hurting which each other very favor, which on you I am converting, my existence would have made a rather interesting idyll, and I might have lived and died a very decent individual. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter.
This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I shall go at once to Roderick and make him an oration. I shall tell him I've recovered my forgotten moral senses, and I don't get up and say Benny for any consequences. No, I knew not to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but tomorrow may indulge a little pondable swagger, and a word or two of compliment my vanity would flatter, but I've got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
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 If I were not a little mad and generally silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject willy-nilly. I should show you in a moment how astonished at the force of my suggestion on the subject to write you most valuable letter for an excellent suggestions when I feel a little better. But at present I'm afraid I am as mad as any hatter, so I'll keep them to myself. My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
If I've been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was studying with your trifle very clever, which I knew I'm writing my sense would have made a rather interesting little, no matter not very decent individual. This particularly rapid and intelligible Patterson generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter.
If it ain't, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter.
If it ain't, it doesn't matter.
This particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If I was
fully
like
open to my authentic religion, I shall go.
Me as we are talking
Make him an
about.
oration. I shall tell him I have covered matters of and I don't care any consequences. No, I do not want to better the swallow than the next. I may indulge in a possible swagger. This particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
Master, the deed is done.
What deed?
She is here, alone, unprotected. Who? The maiden? I've carried her all. A hard task I had, for she fought like a tiger cat.
Oh, great Gilbert's ghost! I had forgotten her. I had hoped to have died unspotted by crime, but I'm foiled again. And by a tiger cat. Produce her and leave us. Team Hannah! This is not what I expected.
Well, sir, and what would you with me? Oh, you have begun bravely, bravely indeed. Unappalled by the calm dignity of blameless womanhood, your minion has torn me from my spotless home and dragged me, blindfold and shrieking, through hedges, over stiles, and across a very difficult country, and left me helpless and trembling at your mercy. Yet not helpless, coward, sir, for approach one step, nay, but the 20th part of 1 poor inch, and this poniard shall teach ye what it is to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trusty's daughter.
Madam, I am extremely sorry for this. It is not at all what I intended. Anything more correct, more deeply respectful than my intentions towards you, it would be impossible for anyone, however particular, to desire.
Bah! I am not to be tricked by smooth words. hypocrite. But be warned in time, for there are without 100 gallant hearts whose trusty blades would hack him limb from limb, who dared to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Christie's daughter.
And this is what it is to embark upon a career of unlicensed pleasure.
Hark ye, miscreant, you have secured me, and I am your poor prisoner. But if you think I cannot take care of myself, you are very much mistaken. Now then, it's 1 to 1, and let the best man win.
Don't look at me like that! No, I can't stand it! No! Roderick, Uncle, save me!
What's the matter? Have you carried her off?
I am. She is there, look at her. She terrifies me.
Little Nannykin?
Roddy Doddy?
My own old love. Why, how came you here?
This brute, he carried me off bodily, but I'll show him.
Stop! What do you mean by carrying off this lady? Are you aware that once upon a time she was engaged to be married to me? I'm very angry indeed.
Well, I hope this will be a lesson to you in the future, not to say carry off a lady.
Hold your tongue, sir.
Yes, Uncle.
Have you given him any encouragement?
Have I given you any encouragement? Frankly, now, have I?
No, frankly, you have not. Anything more scrupulously correct than your conduct, it would be impossible to desire.
You go away.
Yes, Uncle.
Well, this is a strange meeting after so many years.
Very. I thought you were dead.
I am. I died 10 years ago.
And are you pretty comfortable?
Pretty well, that is. Yes, pretty well.
Well, you don't deserve to be, for I loved you all the while, dear, and it made me dreadfully unhappy to hear of all your goings on. You bad, bad boy. There grew a little flower 'neath a great oak tree. When the tempest 'gan to lower, little heeded she, nor need had she to cower, for she dreaded not its power. She was happy in the bower of her great oak tree, sing hey, lack-a-day. Sing hey, lack-a-day, let the tears fall free, for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day. when she found that he was fickle, was that great oak tree. She was in a pretty pickle, as she well might be. But his gallantries were mickle, for death followed with his sickle, and her tears began to trickle for her great oak tree. Sing hey, lackaday. Sing hey, lackaday, let the tears fall free, for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lackaday. Sing
flower and the great oak tree.
Said she, he loved me never, did that great oak tree. But I'm neither rich nor clever, and so why should he? But though fate or fortune sever, to be constant I'll endeavor, I forever and forever to my great oak tree sing hey, lackaday. Sing hey, lackaday. Let the tears fall free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lackaday. Sing hey, lackaday. Sing hey, lackaday. Let the tears fall for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lackaday. Hey, lackaday.
Stop a bit, both of you.
This intrusion is unmannerly.
I can't.
I'm surprised at you.
I can't stop to apologize. An idea has just occurred to me. A baronet of Ruddigore can only die through refusing to commit his daily crime.
No doubt.
Therefore, to refuse to commit a daily crime is tantamount to suicide.
It would seem so.
But suicide is itself a crime. And so, by your own showing, you ought never to have died at all.
I see. I understand. Then I am practically alive.
Undoubtedly. Rose, when you believed I was a simple farmer, I believe you loved me.
Madly, passionately.
But when I turned out to be a bad baronet, you very properly loved Richard instead.
Passionately, madly.
But if I should turn out not to be a bad baronet after all, how would you love me then?
Madly, passionately.
As before?
Why, of course.
My darling.
Here, I say, belay.
absolutely necessary.
Belay? Certainly not.
When a man has been a naughty clarinet and expresses deep repentance and regret, you should help him if you're able, like the mercy in the fable. That's the teaching of my book of etiquette.
That's the teaching of the book of etiquette. Having been a wicked baronet a week, once again a modest livelihood I seek. Agricultural employment is to me a keen enjoyment, for I'm naturally diffident and meek.
For he's naturally diffident and meek. If you ask me why I do not find mine eye, like an honest British sailor I reply, that good sort of for my missus, there'll be bread and cheese and kisses, which is just a sort of ration I enjoy.
Which is just a sort of ration you enjoy. Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed calm of matrimony's yoke. We shall toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town of Basingstoke. Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed calm of matrimony's yoke. They will toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town of Basingstoke. For to settle in the town of Basingstoke. They will toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town of Basingstoke.
back, let's get back.